What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. There are a few things more embarrassing than being rejected by your own people, than coming home to a homecoming and nobody wants you here. Everybody meets you at the front of the town and throws rocks and bricks at you. And that is effectively what just happened to Nikki Haley in her home state in South Carolina. But it's far worse than just being rejected. You are literally being run out of town on a rail. Is humiliated publicly. I cannot believe what just happened to Nikki Haley in the South Carolina primary, okay? Get ready for this. So there was sort of the groundwork already laid there. Donald Trump was winning by a huge amount in every single poll. But every time that you talked with people on the ground in South Carolina, and I just left South Carolina, you didn't hear a single person supporting Nikki Haley. I didn't hear a single person say they wanted to vote for Nikki Haley. And I spoke to hundreds of people in South Carolina. So you get clips like this.
One final poll, guys. Who is still undecided in this diner? Undecided. Who's going for Nikki Haley in the diner? And who's going for former President Donald Trump? Okay, guys. I'll send it back to you guys in New York.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the polls closed. And then something absolutely magical happened. Check this out. So these are the headlines right now across the internet. Donald Trump handed Nikki Haley a whooping in her home state. Donald Trump crushes Nikki Haley in her home state just seconds after the polls closed. We won in a landslide. In fact, Donald Trump made history again tonight by defeating Nikki Haley, not only in the fastest time that any race has ever been called ever, and I'm going to show you a clip right now that's going to blow your mind away, but by the biggest margin ever. Donald Trump gaining the most votes ever in the South Carolina primary history. So that was quick. Danny Derbina, one of the producers on this show, tweeting 1 minute after the polls closed, less than 1% of the vote in, they already called it for Donald Trump. Boom. Right there. Called it. This is the New York Times. Okay. This is Decision Desk right here. And you can see Donald Trump cleaning up in the state of South Carolina. But it gets more embarrassing. Check this out. This is the live broadcast from Fox. This is Fox's live broadcast on election night. So they do this thing where the polls close and they move to a totally different team and totally different facet and the totally different anchors, right? And so the anchors barely have enough time to introduce themselves before they call it for Donald Trump in South Carolina.
It is 7 p.m. here on the East Coast, and the polls are officially closed in the state of South Carolina. Good evening. I'm Brett Baird.
And good evening, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum, live here at Fox News headquarters in New York for our special coverage of the South Carolina Republican primary. And the Fox News Decision Desk can now project that former President Donald Trump will win the state's GOP primary. Trump now has 3 times as many delegates as former Governor Nikki Haley. And then with these tonight, he could add up to 50 more.
Not a lot of suspense tonight.
Not a lot.
Haley could not convert her hometown advantage into a win. She told supporters this week she was not dropping out of the race. South Carolina is the last of the early states with a significant number of delegates.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Haley just lost her home state within seconds of the polls closing. This race is over. This was never a race. The primary is merely a formality. It's always been Trump. If Nikki wants to hang around and keep getting steamrolled, well, she's more than welcome. Donald Trump is, of course, the nominee. That is naturally what the entire internet is saying. We do have a team on the ground at the Trump Victory Party. We are creating content there. The great ALX, our executive producer at the show, is there with a team. Donald Trump defeats Nikki Haley in South Carolina. Obviously, the crowd is raucous there. There were a lot of VIPs that showed up in South Carolina to help Donald Trump. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene at a polling location today holding up a Trump sign. Team Trump announcing their victory again. 7:02. The polls close at 7 o'clock. So this is all of 60 seconds after the polls closed. This is Donald Trump seeing his victory there backstage. This is backstage at the event. Donald Trump watching. Kind of shocked, frankly, that I think even Donald Trump was surprised here. President Trump, there's never been a spirit like this. We've never seen a Republican Party so unified as it is right now. That is 100% accurate.
Now there's a spirit that I have never seen. We ran 2 great races, but there's never been ever There's never been a spirit like this. And I just want to say that I have never seen the Republican Party so unified as it is right now. Never been like this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is a good, raucous feeling inside of that room. Massive Trump chants breaking out. Again, we have a team there. We will bring you more content from inside of the election night party. Here we go. And the people have a reason to be excited. Donald Trump announcing that they have made history tonight.
I was just informed that we got double the number of votes that has ever been received in the great state of South Carolina.
Ooh, baby, come on. This is Caroline Leavitt tweeting this amazing photo. You can see Donald Trump staring what is effectively into a mirror, looking at himself winning South Carolina again, seconds after the polls closed. An amazing photo, by the way. Honestly, a piece of art. Victory is what Caroline Leavitt tweets. 4 indictments, $450 million in civil fines, 90% negative news coverage, trying to remove him from the ballots, threats against his millions of supporters, 75 million supporters plus. Nothing can stop this man. I've never bought the 75 million. I think Donald Trump has well over 100 million supporters in America. I think he's the most popular politician in American history. Modern American history, for certain. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump did get some boos on stage. Of course, not about Donald Trump, but about a very unpopular member of the Republican Party in South Carolina, somebody who's often called a Democrat, wolf in sheep's clothing. No, not Nikki Haley, Lindsey Graham. This is hysterical.
Another man, not a lot of people know him. He doesn't do too much television. He happens to be a little bit further left than some of the people on the stage. But I always say, when I'm in trouble on the left, I call up Lindsey Graham and he straightens it out so fast. And I'll tell you, no, remember. I love him. He's a good man. Come up here, Lindsey.
Uh-oh.
Come here.
Okay, are you ready? America, the nightmare you're facing is just about over. Help is on the way. This is the most qualified man to be president of the United States. And let it be said that South Carolina created the biggest political comeback in American history.
Short speech there from Lindsey Graham, who's been a senator from South Carolina, I guess, since the Mesozoic era. Lindsey Graham obviously spent far more time in Washington, D.C. Than in his home state. He is disliked in his home state. And the reason I show you that full clip is to show you the breaking point that we are at right now, how special this victory is. This is a victory that is a full and total repudiation of the corporate establishment, backstabbing GOP. They can't even call themselves Republicans. By the time we're done, they won't even be able to call themselves Republicans. These people aren't Republicans. They are uniparty simps for Democrats. Lindsey Graham is one. Nikki Haley is one. She is a Democrat. Her voters are Democrats. Her supporters are Democrats. Her donors are Democrats, and her policies are Democrats. And she admires Democrats. She says that Hillary Clinton is her idol. Well, that's all you need to know. Okay? So this is a return of the party to the people. This is a return of the party to the people who actually support and create and make up the Republican base. And that is such an important thing because our concerns, our needs, and quite frankly, our representation is the purpose of the Republican Party. And it's about time that we get heard. And this, I think, is something that, well, you can't ignore. Loud enough to not ignore. Donald Trump, your Republican nominee. You already knew that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go win this thing. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. 2024. Let's go.